Hey YouTube, it's Ben here, and I was called out by Thomas Medina on the tuber challenge. So here's my video, and in response to the questions of the tuber challenge. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Question number 1: what kind of tank do I prefer? Do I want fish only, planted, or reef tank? Well, as you can see from what I've going on here, I prefer a planted fish tank. I have some plastic plants like that pothos back there, but these sword-like plants are long stem plants are real, which I prefer to have because they help with nitrates. So I can't pick between fish only, planted tank, or reef tank because I happen to like, I take a combination, planted with fish. Floating or stem plants. Well, you can see again, I prefer stem plants. And those are plants that are not actually in the substrate because, as you know, cichlids are notorious for digging them up. So these are plants that are all just stuck in something or fastened somehow, but I prefer stem plants. I used to like peat moss and floating things. When I had live bears, I used to like it because the fry could hang, could hide up there. But now I like stem plants. Question number 3, favorite plant. Well, right now my favorite plant is really any plant that can survive hard water and a high pH. And with the help of Dustin over at Dustin's Fish Tanks, he turned me onto these. These are Anubias, Anubia avzeli, Anubia avzeli, A-F-Z-E-L-I-I, and they are from Africa, and they do very well with in high pH. And they are, all of them have new roots coming out, even though they're not in the ground. The roots just reach out and pull nutrients out of the water, and of course help with the nitrates. Favorite fish? Well, favorite fish, I'd have to say a colored up Fusco, and some of the fish I have right now, like that tea tiger. This little guy I picked up just recently right here, that eye biter. That eye biter right there is quickly becoming one of my favorite fish. As soon as he colors up, he's going to be pretty spectacular. So I would say Fusco, eye biters. Some of the fish I have in here, of course, that lemon jake is kind of special. This intermedius, that intermedius there is he's something. He's asserting himself, trying to be the tank boss. So intermedius, and I would say eye biter and Fusco are my favorites. Least favorite, I really don't have any least favorite, any real animosity towards any one fish. If you're asking me which one I'm least likely to keep in my tank, I probably would not be likely to do anything with goldfish. And not that I dislike them, they're just not my my cup of tea. If I had a big pond, I wouldn't mind having some large koi. Those are beautiful. And I know that Corey over at the co-op and Joey, King of DIY, they have some very nice goldfish setups, but just not my thing. So next question is homemade or commercial food. Well, I've never had homemade food before. If I made food myself, if I knew how to make it, maybe I'd like it, but never been into that. Currently, I'm just using Northfin and using a gold Krill Gold and the Cichlid formula, and that's working out really well for me. So I'd have to say commercial food. Number 7, what got me into fish keeping? Well, when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my parents came home. Mother and grandmother came home with a tank they had picked up. I can't remember if it was an auction or some yard sale. 5 gallons, maybe 10 gallons, and it had about 2 inches of water and some little rasaboras and some tetras, some neons in there, and I just fell in love with the hobby, and I've been hooked ever since. I did take a little break from it for a while because I was on the road a lot and it just wasn't practical to keep a tank. But boy, that Otter Point has got something on his mind. So then when I was older, I gave a tank to my son, and then when he left to college, I took it over, and well, the rest is history. So it's been pretty much a lifelong hobby. I've had live bears, discus, and now it's all about African cichlids. So LED or T5? Well, I really like the T5 I have on this tank. As you can see, it provides plenty of light for a low tank. This tank is 18 inches high, so a T5 is plenty. I don't need 10,000 lumens from an LED. I do love the way LEDs fade in and fade out, and how you can add certain colors to LEDs. But and that feature of fading in and fading out, I think, would be great to keep the fish from going into shock when you turn the lights on or off. But for a tank this height, a T5 is awesome, and plenty. Dream tank, I think something very wide and low. I think high tanks are beautiful. They're very, very impressive, high tanks, especially if you have them full of discus. But I don't like going, down to my shoulder or having to climb up onto something to do maintenance. So for me, something wide and low, like an 8 or 10 foot tank that's 18 inches high, maybe 22 inches high, would be plenty. That'd be plenty high and give the fish a lot of horizontal, swimming space, and a lot of territory, with a wide low tank. That'd be my dream tank, 8 to 10 feet wide, maybe 18, 20, 22 inches deep. Let me see. The YouTubers, I think I'm going to call out. I think we should get Dennis Ruedel from my Ben O Cichlid Facebook page. Get Dennis to post something and get him into the video game, and let's get Kevin Green to post something. So I'll call out Dennis Ruedel and Kevin Green, and so they are officially called out on the tuber challenge. It was Kevin Green who actually brought over my new addition. That little eye biter that I showed you earlier was brought over by Kevin Green. So there you have it. And Thomas Medina, thank you for thinking of me, and thank you everybody who watches my channel. I think you guys are the best. All right, that's it for now.